Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I'm Colton, and in today's video, I want to talk about a few of the reasons why I really love the Mamiya 645 Pro, which I do have here with me. And so these are kind of a stream of thoughts as to why I really enjoy this camera, and hopefully you'll agree with some of these points. The first one, and probably actually the biggest reason that I love this camera, is how modular this camera is. You can really customize this camera to be kind of the way you would want to shoot. You can do waist level viewfinders, prism viewfinders, both metered and non-metered. You can do different styles of grips, both electronic and manual, all kinds of different backs for this camera. And of course, you can change out the lenses and the bodies as well. But yeah, there's so many things that you can do. You can pop off this grip. You can also take the back off and do different film stocks without having to completely finish a roll. Also, you can take the viewfinder off here. So, you know, a lot of different parts of this camera can be changed out. It's obviously not the only camera that is modular, but by the number of accessories that it has and by how extensively it can be modified, I think it is one of the better ones. So that is my first point. A modular design is really the biggest thing I like about this camera. So the number of shots this camera can get is the second highlight that I want to mention about this camera. It gets 15 shots. I think there are a couple other medium format cameras that might get one more that get 16 shots, but overall, that's kind of the most you're gonna get out of a medium format camera. It just goes down from there to 12 shots, 10 shots, and 8 shots, depending on how large the negative is. And I've thought about it a lot. I do have another camera that shoots larger medium format negatives. And honestly, and this is my personal opinion, I don't think the resolution difference between the medium format, like a 6x4.5 versus a 6x6 or 6x7, I don't think the jump in quality is quite as big as the jump from 35mm to medium format. And so because of that, and because of the cost of film and, you know, all that great, wonderful stuff, I've kind of opted that, you know, I think the 15 shots is more economical. And also, I feel like the resolution looks great. It's pretty comparable to a digital camera. If you're shooting with really good glass, you're taking your time to get focused, then I feel like it works great. And the 6x6, 6x7, yes, they are a little bit higher resolution, but not so much that I'm willing to sacrifice the number of shots. So that's personal opinion, but that is my number two. Number three would be the thoughtful design and engineering that went into this camera. And you can tell as you're shooting this, there are so many things that they thought about how the user is going to interact with this camera. What ways could the user mess up shots that we can help prevent that from happening? Really great example is the film slide that's in here. Since this back can pop off, you gotta have a slide to create essentially a dark room in there. But also, you wouldn't want to take pictures forgetting to pull this out and ruin a whole roll of film, right? This camera thought about that, or well, the engineers thought about that. And they made it to where the camera won't fire. It won't do anything unless you pull this film slide out. And they even have a spot for it to go. Slides right in the back there. And then you can take a picture. Now you're also maybe thinking, oh, what if I forget that the slide's back here and I pull the back off to swap to a different back and I ruin film? Nope, this camera won't release the back until you replace the film slide in there, and then it'll allow the back to pop off. So just things like that are really cool. And I could see other brands or other cameras not having that sort of design and and just kind of messing up shots because you forgot about your film slide. Also, because I shoot a lot of long exposures, I use a wireless trigger, but also I want that mirror to be popped up when I take the shot, so it's a little bit less shake on the camera. And this is maybe just a point that works for me, but there is a switch right here on the side, which allows you to easily flip the mirror up, take your shot, and then flip the mirror back down so that you can compose the next shot. I think that's super cool, highly convenient for me, and not all film cameras have that so accessible. Probably the last point that I will bring up is much more a general point, and that is quality. I feel like this camera has a exceptional quality to it. When you hold it and work with it, you know, you certainly sense that thoughtful design, but you also get a sense that this is a really well-made tool. And there are some plastics on it. It's not a fully metal camera. But imagine if it was a fully metal camera. I mean, it's already a honkin' camera, and this isn't even the biggest medium format. It would be so dang heavy, you know what I mean? And because there's some plastics in here, it really makes it still a light camera. You can walk around, shoot, because in part, it's really, you know, intended to be a field camera, something that you would take and travel with. So they've done that, and they've done a really good job of these pieces clearly holding up over a long period of time, because this camera came out in the early 90s, and so the fact that you can still pick them up today and they're in wonderful shape and they'll last and you can use them and use them and use them is a testament to the quality of these cameras. So those are just a few thoughts that I had about the Mamiya 645 Pro. This also kind of translates to the Mamiya 645 Super or Pro TL, because they're kind of the same aside from some slight differences. But yeah, those are some of the reasons why I really love shooting this camera, and why, for the most part, it is my primary film camera. And in a lot of cases, it kind of ends up being my only film camera, even though I do have others. I just shoot this one over and over and over. So those are the reasons why I really enjoy this camera, and I hope that you agree with those points. If you don't, let me know. But also, if you're shooting one of these cameras or one that's very similar to it, I would love to hear what you love about it, what your personal opinions are as to why it's a great camera, or why it's a camera that sucks. If you feel that way, drop that in the comments below and let's get chatting about it. I also really want to thank you all for watching this video. Give it a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Hit the subscribe button if you would like to see more, and I'll see you all in the next one.